Hello guys and welcome to the third video of this series where I'm sharing the progress of the ideas that I'm currently working on. The first idea that we are currently working on is WP Blueprints, which is a platform that enable web design agencies that work with WordPress to create multiple websites under a network, and of course they can manage them all together in a single click. So our task list looked like this previously on the previous video. I deviated a little bit from it and I decided to start working on the blueprints endpoints because they seem more crucial to our projects at this point. So what's make the blueprints endpoints crucial is the fact of imagining the API as a black box. So imagine if the API is this magical black box that you know only what you need to input and what is the expected output. So for example here, if we hit this endpoints that creates a database, all we need to know is to input a payload like this with the database name, a database user, and a database password. And in the output, we can expect either a success message or a failure message. And I know it doesn't seem very beneficial in this example, but in a more complex situation, its benefits will look more clearer. So, for example, here in this API that I've been working on, imagine here in front end, all we need to do is to hit these endpoints and send this payload with the following data. And within the API, all these 5 steps will be executed. For example, the API will create a blueprints structure and folder. It will create the database and the user, and it will also start the WordPress blueprints and also set up the WordPress instance accordingly. So here we know what is our payload. For example, we need to provide a user ID, network ID, blueprints, etc. And the API will do all this work in the background and it will return either a success or a failure status. And uh, and one important thing is that each step of these steps is its own endpoint. So for example, if we want just to create the folder structure, of course we can. All we need to do is hit these endpoints and a blueprint structure and folder will be created. And this will enable us, if we want to use our API in a different manner or in a different way, of course we can do this. So let's go through an example here in Postman to see what we explained before in execution. First of all, we need to configure our API URL here in Postman, and then we need to configure our payload accordingly with the user ID, the network ID, and so on. And then we hit send on our request. And after a while, we're supposed to get a response indicating that our file has been created successfully. So if we go now and visit our website's URL, mm, we will find our websites already set up and done. And if we visit the admin dashboard, mhm, we will find that the admin already created and a full WordPress instance has been set up. And if you are wondering why we created this website, it's because it serves as the starting point of our blueprints. After this, any themes, plugin, or modification made to this website will be stored and used to spin up another website instance from it, hence the name blueprints. Which bring us back to the next task on our task list, the site endpoints and the network. Logically, website creation is quite similar to the blueprints. All we need to do is check whether a blueprint exists. then spin up a new instance from it with the customized configuration. And that's it for this updates. If you found this interesting, don't forget to like and subscribe. There's a lot more coming as I'm building the system, and stay tuned for the next updates.